jump, make you jump up and prance. We're in the middle of the carnival. We are the ones keep up the bacchanal. We are the ones who make you jump, make you jump up and prance. Working to make this fun and simple. Greatest summer festivity can get. We treated calypsonians and pan like dirt. All you we weren't.
Good afternoon and welcome to, when carnival come in Antigua, all right? Carnival come. Well, cricket too. You know what come next? It rains. And so today on We're the One Ode to the Festivals edition, rain a come, breeze a blow, but we are here. A little late, but we are here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to We're the Ones on a Wednesday, as it normally is, and we are in our Carnival week paying ode to the festivals. And it's festivals because, Antigua is more than Carnival, although Carnival is the Caribbean's greatest summer festival. This afternoon, I'd like to just, tell everybody to stay safe, continue to stay dry. Well, most of us stay dry. Mm-hmm. And yes, I'm laughing because I'm getting some side eyes and some side mouths from the other side. But yes, stay dry, and we hope that you enjoy our program this afternoon. Now, our guest today, as many of you know, because we sent out notification, really needs no introduction, but we're still going to introduce her, and we're going to introduce her via music. Anybody ready for me with some music, please?
We're jamming it on Juve morning, so get ready. We ain't leaving. We jamming. We ain't leaving. No. We jamming. We ain't leaving. Low, 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 low. My people, this is Halcyon Steel Orchestra. Let me hear it for Halcyon Steel Orchestra. Hey! I don't want to miss the bet on a Tuesday morning, and I'm going to wait for last lap to jam. See way how I'm fretting up with anticipation. You would have swear carnival was the man. From the time I reach in a jam, feeling the vibration on the bass and the tenor pan. Got me winding. All the rum I have in me brain on the road, I'm jamming all day. Not leaving until morning. It's the iron of feeling. But now it's coming down. Oh, my wine to the ground. And we not going home. But if the police come and they try to shut me down, tell them it's we run the town. We run the town. Hey! Hey! I don't care that it's the last call for wrong. We ain't even know. Everybody tight and having their fun. We ain't even know. We going from now until Tuesday morning. We ain't even know. Don't try and tell me carnival done. We ain't even know. Hey! Whining, betting, no behavior. We ain't leaving no.
And ladies and gentlemen, so then after that kind of a musical introduction, Samoya,
Hi.
welcome to We're the Ones.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon to your listeners, your viewers on your Facebook Live. Good afternoon to everybody.
And I'm going to apologize for her because I was, because today would have been, in Samoya's time, today would have been Queen Show, right? It's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was deliberate.
Yeah, but it has moved a few days, quite often
but
in
back
the past
in your
few
day,
years. Yeah.
Today would have been Queen Show.
Yeah, I did.
And for many
perform on a
years, that would have meant rain most of the day.
Yeah,
So
you
you
have
realize?
it correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have it correct.
I planned well.
Yes.
I planned well.
Yes,
I think I got it
Petra.
right. Good afternoon, Menace. How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you. So should be well, and I'm feeling blessed because this is my time.
Awesome.
How this become your time? And we're talking to Samoya.
Rain or fall and fat man. Yeah, good.
Cute
Rain
Man
and Call and
Association.
Kid Man Association. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Samoya is our feature guest today, but of course, Menace and I had this plan, that we were going to do this ode to the festivals week, and Menace decided that today when Samoya is here
Yes, I must. Yeah.
is when he going to show up. Yeah, you understand this? So guess what? He gonna be my technician today. I go work him.
That's awesome
working him
stuff.
today. Working.
That's
him.
awesome.
I'm not sure about that job they talk about.
Samoya, darling. Who you people? Where you come from?
Well, everybody know.
I don't know. Some we might have some people.
Straight from the ghetto, from Grace Farm, born and raised.
Listen. When you hear you're in point, you have to say which ghetto, because remember it's two ghetto, not ghetto and ghetto.
Straight from Grace Farm.
Yeah, okay.
Right by the big gutter.
Okay.
Yes, so my mom, Debbie Jacobs, some people know as Sharon. My father, Samuel Kirby, the other side of the Kirby twins that started the Halcyon Steel Orchestra. So the Kirbys and the Jacobs from Grace Farm. That's where I originate.
So that's why you're big up Halcyon every chance you get.
Yeah, my blood, literally, sweat and tears is in Halcyon.
You ever played pan?
I've never played, never.
Never looked over, never interested?
I was never interested in actually playing. My brother, Samuel Kirby Jr., he's an awesome drummer. He used to play the drums. My nephew, Samuel Kirby III, he plays the drums now too.
Okay.
So it's always been a drummer side of and my cousins played the pan. But I was always the sweetheart at the panyard, the little girl running around, irritating everybody. I've never played. I was always a singer. And they used to pay me to dance.
You used to pay to dance?
They used to pay me to dance, yeah.
You just go on stage and dance or just dance in the panyard?
No, my mom wouldn't have that, unfortunately.
Not unfortunately. You know how their mummies are strict.
Yeah, she wouldn't have that, but yeah, on the sidelines.
Okay. So you just get a little change?
Of course.
Okay. You could dance back then? I know you could dance as you got older, but
yeah,
you started from
that's
little?
where it started. Okay. More so than now. The bones are seizing up.
Tell us about your early days growing up in Grace Farm.
Early days in Grace Farm. As I said, I was the first grandchild on my mom's side and my father's first daughter to an extent, So I was kind of spoily.
Kinda?
Yeah, kinda. But the attention was focused from my family on ensuring that I was well educated. I was always in the books. A lot of people know me as a bookworm.
She's a bookworm.
Yeah, back then. And that's my story. I wasn't involved in a lot of things growing up. Just school, church, and that was it.
You used to sing in church?
Yeah.
On the choir?
We never had a choir, but we had a lot of productions. Kentish Pentecostal.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
So the poems and the singing and
Christmas concert.
Oh yeah,
Easter concert.
Mother's Day Mommy just reminded me the other day. You remember that time they had the concert and you sang and they call you back to do an encore, and then when you go back and sing, and they call you back again for do an encore. Yeah.
Long time you were superstar.
I just liked performing from a very early age. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Miss Samoya Kirby. And for those of you who may have missed my introduction, well, the flyer that we put out, we normally do a little promotional flyer. I called her the woman of carnival. And there was a reason why I did that. And I'm saying it now as opposed to just at the top, because I wanted her to do her early days story for us. Is that Samoya is one of those few women in carnival who I think the only thing she might have missed would be to chair carnival, and I still think there's time for that
in its entirety.
Yes, to become the chair. Well, I don't think there's a chair of like that anymore. It's now a director of the festival. So yeah, but that's the only thing I think you may have not done. And I say that because Samoya, we're gonna walk through her story, but just to give people a background, Samoya has done, she has sang with at least 2 bands that I know of. She'll fill us in on that. You did Teenage Pageant?
No.
You did Village Pageant?
I won Miss Grace Green.
Okay.
Village, not Carnival.
So she's won Miss Grace Green. She has won Miss Carnival, Miss Queen of Carnival. She has won Miss JC.
No,
Miss
second
runner up.
Yeah, I had
second
the worst
runner
flu
up
of
for
my life
right.
that night.
And then she has done. She's participated in
Soca
Soca Monarch, Groovy,
Calypso
and
show.
Jumpy. She has done Calypso. You've done Calypso too,
Yeah,
right?
female
Like I
Calypso
remember that one. Yeah,
competition.
she's done female Calypso competition. Those were the performing side. Oh, she has done mass. Oh, we can
Yeah, I
forget
build
mass.
mass as
Right.
well.
So those are her performing side. And I'm listing them all because we're going to run through some of it, but just in case we don't get to everything, we don't miss anything. And she's then done on the administrative side, she has been a trainer for queens, trainer for teenage pageant contestants. You've trained anybody for Calypso and Soca?
No.
Not yet?
No.
Okay. All right. She has been chair of several over and over committees.
Yeah.
She has coordinated and managed Junior Carnival. She has had
Opening
her
parade
own,
as
she has done
well.
her own Junior Carnival troupe. And she is the forerunner now of Junior Children's T-shirt match. Should I put it
Yeah.
like that? So when I say Samoya is a woman for all carnival, she really has done quite a bit. And so this afternoon, as we continue to pay ode to the festival, we are going to begin with, and you see how she dressed today? You notice how she rootsy? Is accident. Because
It's not accident.
I'm going to say it's
Peter.
accident.
This is me.
Hold on now, wait, leave me alone. It's
Sometimes.
accidents. Because this is her sometimes what she was supposed to go hairdress on Saturday, but the government declares state of not national shutdown. So, but guess what? She's so beautiful.
Thank
Menace,
you.
what you say? She's so beautiful.
Why are you putting me on the spot, Petra?
I'm just asking you a question.
I'm here for a reason to observe and listen because I only know the physical side of you. And when she was
Oh,
giving
you
me,
only know the physical.
That did not
side.
come
But
out
you know,
right.
he's not lying. I remember
No,
playing
no,
mass one year. And you know, Miss is usually a full troupe.
Yes.
And Menace went up on the truck and pinpointed me right away.
No,
So
no.
he definitely, obviously knows me. On the
so
I'm like, really?
when
Menace,
you
really?
were giving me the description of the accolades that what she possessed.
Oh, you didn't know all of that about
No,
her?
she sponsor. She entered this. She entered that. I was a bit ashamed. So
Why?
being a real fan of your work,
Of her work? Of her physical work? Of her work?
work in general.
Okay.
I work in general. I thought that I should have known more. So that's why I made it an effort to
I don't broadcast it a lot. So
You
you
see,
would
but
have
if a
had to
tree
have been
falls in the
following
woods,
me.
does it make a sound? I'm currently doing a
always
documentary
with
on
that.
Petra also.
Listen.
Anyway.
Look. All right.
I'm here for a reason. I'm going to observe. I'm going to listen and know more
No
about
problem, darling. No problem.
So
And
when I'm writing my
as
cards
are
and stuff,
some of the listeners.
yes.
So, Samoya,
Yes.
let us begin with your pageant side. Miss Grace Green,
Miss Grace.
what
Green.
inspired you since you were a church girl-ish?
They're like, oh, somebody came to mommy. I don't even remember who it was. I don't know if it's Shelley Joseph or and I think Brenda. They were in charge of the committee for Miss Grace Green. It was a big thing back then.
I remember those days.
And they spoke to her, and surprisingly, she's like, if you want to do it. At that point, I was in fifth form. Yeah, fifth form. So I was like, yeah, mommy, for sure. Hell yeah. Finally.
You're the sugar. You just let me loose.
So I did that, and that is when I met Eddie Mello for the first time. Vision Band backed me for that performance. I sang something for Celine Dion.
Celine Dion is
This
hard
is serious.
songs. There's some high
something.
note pitch
Yeah,
things.
I won Best Performing Talent.
Okay.
I remember going to a banyan up
Menace,
in...
Shina, back you up.
This
Up
one
in Radio Range.
This is getting
I
serious.
remember that song.
Menace, I'm going to put you outside.
That
Hush.
one.
Yes,
that
yes,
one.
yes.
And we went to the Banyard, and I've heard of Eddie Mello and seen them perform and stuff. And he's like, "You like a gal, but I can do this, you know. So you can do So go outside, catch yourself, and come back." And then when I went back inside the second time, he's like, "You see me tell you, go some come from man." And that was my first encounter with Eddie Mello.
That sounds like disgusting bad.
Yes. So
Heart,
God bless
sweetheart.
his soul. He started there. From as early as then, I started to get good mentorship from great people in the field. So, as I said, I won Miss Grace Green. I won talent. I won Oh, Basil helped me with my. You had to mimic somebody. I can't remember what the segment was named.
Basil from Montserrat?
Yes.
Oh, big
Yes.
up to Basil. Yes.
Basil, yes. And Basil still follows me up to say, you sure you're all right, family? You're good? I'm proud of you, see, gal? Down the line. And so I'm telling you, from day one, I've had awesome support from very talented people. Won that pageant, went in for Miss Hal Jackson a few months after. Came second, I think, and I was like, okay, I'm going to pause a bit, develop myself. And as soon as I was finished with
Developing
college,
yourself, a.k.a. State College.
A-levels. I went
Right.
to A-levels, and the summer that year, I was approached to do Miss Queen of Carnival.
Let me introduce a bit, Petra. And both you lovely ladies come from a particular community. And I'm just trying to throw this out there. Being from the Point area and you're from the Grace Green area, two dominant
I don't know why I
communities.
feel like I'm being interviewed.
No.
But go ahead.
I'm here for a reason.
Go ahead. baby.
In your part, Samoya, being from that area, I must say the support there is usually above par. You have few villages that has that support line. Do you think it was a plus for you?
That I had the support of
From
my
the
villagers.
Grace Green Grace.
It
farm
meant a
area.
lot. I didn't know what that meant on that level until it happened. You understand?
Did it help you to reach a certain level?
Not consciously. At that point in my life, I'm going to be very honest. At that point in my life, I just took it for granted.
They'll
Me
be
from
there.
Grace Farm, and
They'll be there.
they'll be there. I took it for granted because I'm saying I was a little village girl.
But when you introduce yourself in the introductory part, you mentioned Grace Farm, and if you can check the comments there, people are like Grace Farm.
Yeah.
When they mention Pint, Petra, and so getting a here would write Pint, and you
Yeah,
find
you do feel good. You feel awesome. You feel like, yeah.
You really people say go on, if I'm going and go
If
over.
nobody can do nothing, you know that kind of way.
Yeah, someone-
like anytime that teach you tonight, I just torn down the stairs. You know that kind of way.
Yes.
You feel good because even if you don't get that crown, you know that you have that support that they're gonna say, yeah, you're a queen. We got up to this day. That's my nickname, Queen.
Queen. Mm-hmm.
Kajua will pan the corner. From the time I see my face, the doing didn't even have wine. Queen! Pan knock a block. You know, and it feels good because even if my businesses are in Grace Farm still, and I don't live in Grace Farm, but to Grace Farm I'm from, I always identify. You hear the dialect come in? I always identify.
You said by the big gutter.
Right by the big gutter.
So you know people will kind of squeeze.
Gretna behind my neighbor.
Close to the
No,
gutter
but
they boy,
that's
but
fine.
something's up on the big gutter.
Which the big gutter down there?
Yeah, with the leopard shop.
wait, I'm
It's
not-
not leopard anymore. It has cartoon characters now. You know me long time.
Boss, where you doing, Grace Farm?
I see,
Oh my
I lack
gosh.
information. I'm here to collect information.
You're here to collect, so you know that the place go from leopard.
Well,
to,
he still has the leopard in mind, but now
I'm giving
it's
you from what
different.
people know it as.
Yeah, I have to
Yes.
upgrade,
Yes.
you know? So I do.
But I must say, I sense from certain areas of Antigua. Where
you
people
don't have
own-
that with where you come from?
This is not that strong compared to Grace Farm, Old Road, All Saints, and Pint.
Erlin's is, hell yes, Erlin's is strong.
You have a
Old Road, Erlin's, Bowlands.
You find certain village, Bowlands are one too, but I'm talking about when you hear certain teams, certain
Yeah.
persons come from certain, Eddie Miller, some from Grace Farm, yeah. No, what you mainly hear
Yeah,
something
there's
about
a little tryst, there's a push and pull for Eddie Miller between Otters and
And
Grace Farm.
yes,
But
that
yeah.
is true. Yes, that is true.
Pass the stoplight. You see, so I'm not saying.
But I went to Otters Comprehensive School now. So it's like a little family thing between the Grace Farm and the Otters.
Oh,
Everybody from Otters get till now. You know that kind of way there?
Yes, noted. Do continue, Peter.
Do continue.
Chime in
You sure?
from time to
Yeah. Oh, no problem. It's all right.
That's why Menace came here today.
I realize he came to get his piece in.
Yes.
But by the way, Menace, for the record, I should tell you that when Samoya entered that particular branch, I remember, because a lot of Samoya's families from the Point side, so she didn't go to the show with just
Grace Farm.
Farm.
Yeah.
She was the ghetto girl across the board because
Across the board.
people came up too.
Yep.
You know? But
Yep.
yeah, Menace. So when she went in for Queen, she had Point and Grace Farm and with her because she has family from Point. So she was get a girl that year. Just saying.
Patsy and Kobo and Jennifer Wright up on the corner.
And my
So
mother, who was not
being
keep
from the
quiet.
countryside, we have
And
a
Petra's
special
mom,
bone.
yeah.
We have a special bone for the Point and Grace Farm community.
A good bone or a bad bone.
I will just
A
say
competitive bone.
A bone. When I say everything I go Pint and everything I go Grace Farm.
I feel
competitive
stick
bone.
now. And
do continue. Do
y'all have
continue.
years to catch up. We'll see. But Samoya,
I'm talking
so
about.
so you did the Queen show. No, we were at you going in for Queen show. Can
Yeah.
you remember that experience?
Yeah, it was the Queen show kind of showed me what life was all about, really.
Meaning?
Meaning, my mom wasn't into those kind of things. I did the auditions, I think it was a Sunday, and they seemed quite impressed. But I just did not have the type of personal support. So my wardrobe wasn't the best. I was never, maybe for the people who interviewed me, the people who were looking at me from the side, like they never had me as winning that show. I wasn't the shining star in the run up. You know, that kind of way, like she just
sure?
there for makeup number. Yes, I'm telling
They
you.
told you so.
They didn't tell me. Listen, I walked into a room one time and overheard one of the other contestants, chaperones. Where she go? Me didn't even know where she go because she just not ready for this year yet.
So who was your? Let me ask you, who was the chaperone? You had a chaperone?
I had a chaperone after the fact. Shelby James, she became my chaperone. I really needed somebody, and I used to back up for singing alty, and all of us were friends. So I was like, Shelby, you have to do this for me, and she jumped in. Thank God, I love Shelby to this day.
Well, good afternoon to you, Shelby.
Yes, Shelby James,
And she made a big difference.
and she made a big difference
Pulled
because
you up, pull it together.
yeah,
and then
she
you
was
went-
into the fashion and the style, and yes, I always had a knack for it, but you need to have support when you're going the different events. You need clothes for all of these different events. You need hairstyles for all of these different events. And the committee at that point, they only went this far.
Oh, so you had to take it to the next level.
You have to take it to the next level.
So, and then I have a curious question and link to that because you eventually went on to work with girls. I would be very familiar with that.
That's how I think I officially met
that's
you,
how we met.
Petra.
Yes. You went on to work with girls, and then you went on. Did you ever chair the committee?
I chaired the Queen's.
right.
Yeah, I did it twice.
So, what were the lessons for you that you took away from your participation that you inculcated when you were on the
Yeah.
other side?
The main lesson that I took away was to ensure everybody had the same opportunity. I just spoke to you about that. The feeling of being less than. During my years as chair of the Queen's Committee, I tried to ensure that everybody could show up and show out on an equal footing. And I also tried to ensure that chaperones were committee members, not outside influences. Not, yes, you still have your personal
thing, right.
backing, but I wanted to ensure that no girl was left behind and no girl felt less than. So that's one of the things that I took away. And the other thing was just to keep it a little bit more cultural than anything else.
Why?
Because the year I went in for Miss Antigua, which was changed that year to Queen of Carnival, the emphasis was based on culture. You had to be crowned in your costume. So the evening wear segment was the first segment. And the costume segment carried the most points because the emphasis was, show me the cultural side of you. Show me, yes, you're intelligent, but show me as well that you have a lot of Antiguan in you. You're able to throw in the bacchanal, appreciate the music, because it's all about carnival. And that's what I took. That's another part that I took with me when I was chairing committees.
You then, one of the other things I wanted to look at for you is because we played your opening song, that song that you performed when you were, that was your groovy.
Yeah,
Right.
We Ain't Leaving.
We Ain't Leaving. Tell us about the band side. We're going to come to the calypso side, but you were I guess, immersed in your culture, the way that you picked up the singing in all levels. Tell us about that.
Singing.
Yeah, but most women who love singing, they would either go to calypso or they would go to soca. Very few in your time would do the
band thing.
The band thing.
Well, the band thing came before the Queen thing,
Tell me about that.
So I was at A levels, and I do not know how it came about, but Dread and the Ballad was my first band. So I was in college when I started singing with Dread and the Ballad, Gavin and Bankers. I think Donnelly was singing with them as backup at the time. We were both in State College. She was a year ahead, but they needed a girl, something, and I ended up, practicing with them one day, just filling in sake. And they, they appreciated that we blended. It was me, Donnelly, and Rashida. It was three of us.
Oh.
And they came.
Power and power.
Yeah, because Rashida was a pageant girl too. Yes. And then, the big thing, for come to mommy, because one and I make me singing in a band. And Gavin and Bankers were brave enough, because my mother was crazy. Well, she still is, but not crazy.
Protective. This is the word, protective.
Protective.
Yes.
But,
protective?
she...
Yeah. That is a mild word.
She
Christophine Knucklehead. Go ahead.
They came to her, and surprisingly, she said, "Sure, but anything happens from Peyton, may kill you."
Wonder how the conversation went, but what was the?
It was horrible. I was
pitch,
there. Me there sit down, me scratch me ton, my bra. Me do me shame now, cause it's a real drill sergeant story. Carry on,
But if you know all of that,
we
so
had to
why
travel.
Carry them for?
Because they really wanted me, and I wanted to do it. It was fun. Okay. So.
And you were what age at the time?
I was 17, 18, somewhere
Samoya, you're braver than me. Because I knew that my mother was going to say no.
You
and if by some miracle she said yes, Daddy would say no, I didn't even bother.
I was always a kind of shy person. I was always a kind of introverted person. Mm-hmm. But I think going into my, sometimes they say when you pull the reins too tight, and you start to get to that age where you say, and you just try bust out the gear.
I broke out.
That, I think I was coming to that point.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I was like, the more she can do, cost. You
broke out now.
Just broke out.
Glass article. Okay.
If you want to call it that. But yeah, so the band was looking to tour because the Bankers was just a big hit with motorbike and stuff.
Yes.
And we started touring. Went to Barbados, went to somewhere else, and
you were still in A levels.
And I was still in.
So
A-levels.
one of the things that I want you to share with us now is how were you able to balance the touring life, the entertainment life, and the work. Because normally our parents would say, if you're going to do your book work, you can't do this. And even though you got older.
I think what it is that the schoolwork was just so in me that it just came, I just did it. I wasn't even interested in A-levels, to tell you the truth. I don't know why I went to A-levels.
It had a prestigious feel to it, the brown uniform.
I did not care. I just came out of a brown uniform, and that was sufficient. I was valedictorian of my graduating class in Arts Comprehensive. So that was all the brown uniforms I wanted to wear.
So who got you into, who convinced you to go to State College?
Mommy.
Was it that there wasn't?
You just have to do them. That kind of way. Like from secondary school, you just have to go A-level. You just have to go college, and it just so happens I had the subject, so I ended up in A-levels. Just 2 years of just wasted. Oh, sorry, the students.
2 years of growing up. I prefer using 2 years of growing up. Yeah. True. That works.
Petra, I'm not one to sugarcoat things sometimes,
I know.
right?
No, and you know what?
You're pushing Petra.
Listen here. Yeah. Normally, no. But to be fair, normally unwear the ones, you call it as it is. Mm-hmm. So, but I was just that one,
because the students listen, so it's not complete waste of time.
But hold on, actually, I actually would love to address that, because sometimes parents and many of us, there's some stories with my son that I'm trying to see if I can get to interview him before he leaves. Although he will look.
You need to interview him. He's an awesome child. I think he has a lot to share.
Cheese and bread. I forgot to you. Yeah. So, what I'm saying is that there might be lessons for parents and students in knowing how someone feels about sixth form.
Definitely.
So, From your perspective, you went because mommy said, "Listen, this is the next."
It was the
in your
next
life."
stage, yeah. It's the
But
next
you
stage.
didn't see that it added. Well, it added something to you.
It definitely did. It
So what did it do
definitely
for you?
did. I was always an English major, so the writing and it enhanced that ability because it was London, Cambridge, and that standard is different to CXC or something like that. So yes, in that regard, it developed me a lot.
So it helped you with your writing skills.
My writing
I'm sure
skills,
it helped
analytical skills, because I
right.
did sociology and stuff like that. Mr. James, God bless his soul, he was an awesome teacher because I was going to flunk it one year and I needed that subject. He's like, Samoya, I know you're capable, so I'm putting you in second year.
In
He
other
said,
words,
"You
she didn't know.
deliberately."
See, in other words, she didn't do what she was supposed to
Yeah.
do. And you hadn't started studying music yet.
No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
but I just hated sociology because they want me to accept Karl Marx's view of something and write a paper.
They
in
didn't
that
want you
regard.
to accept.
They wanted
you to read it,
And
appreciate it, and then critique it to answer the question, Samoya. Which
I'm
you
on
were
your
good
side.
at.
I'm on your side.
Thank you, Menace. Okay.
This is not gonna work today.
Exactly.
She really right.
Whatever. So for you, coming out of A levels, getting to begin to do something that you loved. Did you go into music full time, or did you go to work and then?
I
kept
went
music
to
part-time?
work. That year, I started working at Sunny Investment. So right after, it was just a lot. I literally started working at Sunny Investment the summer of, I think it was 98. That's when I graduated State College. So I went in for Queen Show the next year.
Okay.
So I was working at Sunny Investment for like a year. And then I started working at World of Computers with Smokey Benjamin.
I remember Smokey. Yes.
Yeah, I used to teach there. So I was teaching the inspector of police right now, Sergeant Commissioner Rodney.
Commissioner Rodney.
I used to teach him.
Go on up. Money gone up right
I
now.
used to teach him. I used to teach him
Come on.
computers. He's gonna smile because when he see me, he said, "Teach." I'm like, "Do not let anybody hear that."
Why?
Because I felt a little old. Like, how? Think
You
of
felt
the
like
way
old
you
and
say.
like young.
No, because first thing they say, "How she have an old bars that she don't teach a big Monday," that kind of way. But yeah, I used to teach a lot of grown folks because the technology was just coming in,
yes,
the
yes,
World
I
Wide Web,
understand.
and as a young person, I was into it. And Smokey was I want to say a menace of a teacher, but he was awesome. Smokey, bad. So we all worked. We taught the class. It was health education unit before, and that played a huge role in my development from Artus Comprehensive. I used to go there after school every day. And then Smokey took over the building, turned it into the computer class. I started to teach there after Sunny Investment. Then I went in for Queen, and then right after the Queen show, I started to teach at Youth Skills. I used to teach computers at
Remember those days?
Youth Skill Training Center.
You went to youth sales?
No,
So
my
how you
brother
remember
went
those
to
days?
youth skill.
And you used to follow your brother to go look for Samoya?
I didn't
No.
remember Menace at that.
I've never
I'm
been to youth
just
skill.
checking.
I
Exactly.
just was in the yard.
Also, you used to come
I've seen you
and...
before.
Okay, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
All right.
You were a big
so,
star, Don't try to minimize it.
I was just
you
me.
You just wanted to do what you had to
was
do.
just
doing
me.
you. You
Yeah.
doing you influence others to do themselves.
Yeah, so...
So
And
you-
she's like, I love the humbleness. Oh boy, this is a
No,
beautiful
I
interview.
am not... No,
Let's control me, Peter. Let's control me.
It
I
comes,
can.
Yeah.
the popularity comes with it. But, you're not focused on the popularity.
Trust
I'm just
me, I
focused
know.
on being... Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to Youth Skills. You did a number of years at Youth Skills. What about your professional development in between teaching and so on? What did you do?
Woo. So, after Youth Skills, I was at Youth Skills for like 2 years, if so long. Then the then Minister of Information was Guy Yearwood. And he was like, Samoya?
Oh no! I can't believe you did like that.
Me need one reader. I need some freshies. Don't ABS. Somebody sign it on day. He was in charge of Youth Skills too. So I was just transferred. And ABS is that part where, you start to grow up real fast. Because I went to ABS I was sent there to read. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you as it is. Because you say, oh, we talk straight.
Oh, we talk straight.
I went to ABS, told I'm going to ABS to read. So I went to ABS to learn how to be
a newscaster.
a newscaster.
A news presenter.
A presenter.
Right.
The anchor. When I got there, I was met with some, oh, she not come here and just go upon government TV read. She have to work in the newsroom.
I love this woman here.
She have to go work. She have to go write story, cover news, and
Put in the time.
Put in your time.
Yes.
And I appreciated it because
Nobody tell the picture.
I
Say
learned.
yes.
I said yes.
Oh, this is good.
I learned that there are stages to developing a particular skill. I was always a good reader, yes, because I was always in books. Pronunciation was, back in the day, foundation schools.
Foundation.
Miss Chiddick.
Yes.
You used to have to read morning, noon, and
You
night.
went to Miss Chiddick also?
Yes, I'm a past student of Grace
Grace
Crescent.
Picture me in the dance.
Samoya, give me a
I
minute.
shash up my race up. Look. Me in the dance picture. I knew I had to come here for a reason.
Yeah, I went to Miss Chiddick's school.
Your Facebook comments are light up over. So you pick out the proper ones, then I'll make you guys answer it afterwards.
Ladies and
What a proper
gentlemen.
one. Tell me some of the questions. Tell me what is
Hold
Well,
on,
some of the-
hold on.
Yes, Petra.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to We're the Ones Wednesdays with your host. Well, I don't even know. Yes, with your host, Petra
Petra and
Williams,
Menace.
accompanied by Dennis Menace Roberts, who's here to make sure that he observes live and direct my guest today.
Yes.
Woman for all seasons for Carnival, Miss Samoya Kirby.
Thing?
Yes, so you want to talk about...
No, they
Some
have
of
some
it.
comments here,
Yes.
and they were
Feel
saying,
free to share.
was she the one that sing? Well, she the one that singing "Let It Rain"?
Yeah.
That's one of the
Yeah,
questions.
we're coming to the Obia Man song just now. Obia Woman song. just now.
Yes, and
Jesus.
somebody asked which gutter.
The big
gutter, Grace Farm
one
gutter.
big hell of a gutter in
The
Antigua
one, only
and
one
that
big gutter on
right.
Grace Farm.
Yes, and they have Bright Eyes now coming in. It wasn't easy for people from Point and Grace Farm to win a Queen show back in the day.
Yeah, it's true.
So we go so.
Yeah, you have to be, you have to be spectacularly
I
good.
was the first out of Grace
Grace Farm, and I
yeah.
think we had like one
And then
or two
Shana
before
Keisha
that.
came last year, 20 years after.
See, it's Samoya, then Shana Keisha, and they've had quite a few in between. I think we've had about 3 or 4. But you have to come really, really powerful from these areas to do this. So Samoya, tell us again. We are continuing. You said you were at ABS. You had to do
Yes,
the
so I
newsroom.
had to, they put spokes in my wheel, so I had to do the newsroom. So I would go to work from, let's say 9 o'clock. I'd have to go out in the field, collect news stories, go back to the office, write the reports, voice them, go home, come back for, let's say 6:30 and read the news. So it was really challenging. But I didn't have any
I can't
children.
recall seeing any challenge on you when you were reading the news.
Ask Tanya
You were
Rose, because
excellent.
one time me write a letter and tell them me can't work. Me can't find for me own clothes, do for me own hair, do for me own makeup, and then still expect me to come work a morning, go home, and he say, you like a girl, you can't write that kind of letter yet to your superiors. I say, okay, well, I got my raise though.
Let's brush the shoulder. There's a lint on the shoulder over there. Thank you. Somebody says, Shash Up was the spot.
Shop, yes. That's when I lived up Cookville.
Topaz,
Yes.
Feature me in the dance.
Yes.
I mean, they were the toilet, and so we outside now.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're not
We did with
outside
the
toilet.
outside
Menace.
toilet.
Yes.
Nearly falling in a couple times. Well,
in the
I
outside
tried.
toilet.
I
Listen,
tried to climb down in there, you know, for
couple-
some reason.
No, a couple children did fall in that.
Me play football with coconut because I had a
didn't
big
fall
tall
in
coconut tree.
Yes.
In the dance
You're
picture.
not lying.
I
I
didn't-
Menace.
dance
I
picture.
didn't fall
Yes.
in the toilet, but I fall in the gutter twice. Somebody never fall in the gutter.
Never.
So me come from Pine, come a Grace Farm
Never.
regularly. I'm
Never
falling in the
fall in the
gutter.
gutter.
Jeez. And I asked what the blonde them get
You
from my
have to
mother,
skill,
but
you
that
have
is
to
another
skill.
story. No, I was running behind Dwayne and them to catch
Oh,
up.
okay. Got you.
Yeah. So you stayed at ABS for a number of years.
Maybe 2.5.
And
2.5
then
years.
you
went
moved-
to Ministry of Tourism. And I've been there ever since. 21 years.
Wow.
Ministry of Tourism.
Wow.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said 21 years.
That's okay.
This is umpteen years.
Yeah, 21 years.
21
at the
years.
Ministry
Because
of
you're at 21.
No,
the
21
20
years
and-
in government. Sorry, I'm doing it wrong. 21 years overall working for the government, but 16 years at the Ministry of Tourism.
Feel
Yes.
better? 16.
Young miss, just bloom back up like a nice flower.
Yeah.
Just bloomed.
Yeah, sorry. So now you have it.
In terms of being at tourism, what are some of the roles that you occupied in tourism?
One role, basically, communications officer for the ministry. So anything relating to getting information out there. At first, when I went first, we used to do trade shows and stuff because the tourism authority was not
a feature
of, so we used to do the trade shows. So we used to have to travel, market the destination, do this, do that. It was awesome back then. Because to tell you the truth, we had a team of like 5 of us that used to do exactly what the entire authority is doing now. It may not sound good, but there are different aspects to it right now.
I'm looking at the expression
different
of Petra's face here.
Departments. Different departments doing different stuff. I'm not sugarcoating. It was like 5 of us doing what the whole authority is doing right now.
I love this woman here.
When I bring it back now,
Elizabeth, Annette, Joyce, me, and
Aflac.
No, Aflac wasn't with us. Annette Michael.
Okay. Annette Michael.
No, just
Miss Mason.
So that was the team. It was
from Carnival Office.
Yeah.
You remember Miss Mason from Carnival Office?
No.
I think she was there for a little while.
She was there. Okay, she
a little
was
while.
Carnival.
Yeah.
She
and then she came back to tourism.
No,
so
don't show me up no Petra.
Oh, you're a baby. Sorry. Apologies, honey. Yes.
No.
So in terms of now, I know that you've been there for a while, but I don't know how many persons would know that you have made sure that you improved yourself professionally and you have your master's.
Yeah, I did my after that particular Soca Monarch stint for the 2 years. I said, no, I need to just calm it and get my degree. So I have my master's in communications and advertising.
You really can't run over the Soca Monarchs thing just like
we're
that.
not running.
No, we're going to go back to it. She wants us to talk professional. She wants us to talk.
That's a 2 year stint and I went to the master's.
She wants us to talk the professional part.
And somebody says 21 years. Wow. Oh, yeah, it's 3 wows.
Bringing you for?
It's 3 wows here.
Yes, so.
Big up to Kamal.
So Menace. So here we say Menace. So Samoya. So just for the record, because I wanted to place it on the record, that Samoya is very highly trained and qualified in what she does now.
Yeah, I'm going for the doctorate right now.
Yes.
You go, girl.
I just have to get it out the way.
Just not ask me nothing. Good.
I'm not. Maybe by next year.
Just not ask me nothing.
It's gonna take a few months, Petra.
Good.
We're already there.
I'm just saying, just don't ask me anything.
And you send me to do my masters. You forgot to use my education for advancement. You forgot?
I would like to comment right here, but I will just leave it alone.
I would love
Petra has a way of putting persons in certain things
yes,
and then pulling back
take
out.
herself out.
I don't take myself out. I put you in. I make sure you do what you need to do.
Then
don't I?
Then you get them in. Woo!
Yeah.
But don't I make sure y'all do what y'all need to do?
Woo!
Yeah, but you take yourself out.
What do you mean I take myself
completely?
out?
Like you should have mentioned. So Samoya, I know through education for advancement.
But it's not about me. The interview is about you.
Okay.
All right, good. And Menace needs to understand it is about you and stop trying to pull me in and talking about woo.
There's a big discussion going on here about the gutter. I really.
No, we're not gonna pull the gutter down. We'll come back to that. We're gonna leave the gutter, right? But Samoya, so now we're gonna go because you mentioned your first band was Dread and the Ballhead. And
I did Bacon Band with Onion.
Right, you did Bacon Band with Onion. How was that experience? Because singing with one of the Flames.
I think that's how we ended up having a relationship, basically. And the whole world knows that. I'm not going to hide that. It's a learning lesson. Menace, can you stop wiping your face? So,
sorry, my headphones kicked out the way.
We ended up...
Nothing. Moving right along.
It was an awesome experience because Onion, to be honest, he was an excellent mentor in terms of the dynamics of singing and the things you do and the things you don't do. It also said to me, listen, this was one of your first, not regrets, but true learning
experience
points. Yeah. I should have never went there. Ever.
But you don't regret singing.
No, but I
we take a commercial break right here?
No.
I don't regret.
Wow.
We're still running, right?
You're running. I can hear you.
Go ahead, Samoya.
Me over here.
So it was a learning experience.
But in terms of being a part of the band, Menace wants to Menace.
No, don't put me in
Said
this at all.
Menace.
No, I just listening here.
Women are very clear.
I would
especially
like-
women like
I'm
Samoya are very
straight up
clear on what.
Menace.
I would like to
What
keep
different
on the
high,
side.
Menace?
I'm just moving dials
Ask me
here.
the question you want for ask.
No, there's no question to be asking.
Okay, good stuff. Let's go.
Petra, this is your. Yes, go ahead.
When I told Menace I was going to do you, have you on as a guest, right? He wanted to know if you were responsible for certain songs that were sung by Onion.
Apparently.
Okay, you get your answer now?
You inspire. That was a great song.
Good.
Which one? Old Fire Stick?
Loving You Is Wrong, Crazy Man.
No, Crazy Man was before me.
No, because
Crazy Man had to do with the feud with the.
No, but he was crazy because.
That was
I can't even get into this one here.
Thank you.
He missing Crazy Man
The
part
word
2.
on the road, it's
Crazy Man
alleged.
was before me.
No, but the title of the Crazy Man was derived from a experience.
No, you didn't hear she said Crazy
It
Man
was
was before her?
me. That was from the brothers, the split and the. That was before me. Don't put me in that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you have settled that rumor?
Correct.
Yeah,
yes,
that
yes.
was before me.
Thank you, Father.
Oh.
Man, you see why you see all the nigga business
But
come
yeah, some songs.
We're
came-
glad we put
So
that
Loving
together.
You Is Wrong, I don't want to be right.
And the horrible one that you did, but when you put on Pig in a Palace and then.
I
and
don't
something.
know any one of the horrible ones here. Wait a minute.
I know. It was horrible. But oh well.
Okay, I'm
I'm
getting
still-
drawn into this.
I'm still here.
Um,
And I'm better for it, so I'm good.
I'm going through a breakup such of that on a national level.
You are?
That was a national level breakup.
He said
Oh,
going
okay,
through.
all right.
Yes.
Yes.
And you hear certain songs being made, and you hear him directly, but
No,
you know
they
the
can't.
subliminals.
Yeah.
The subliminals are being dropped. What train of thought and how did you keep yourself focused and motivated
I
to go
did
through
not care. That's me. When I make up my mind to do something, and the people who are close to me know this about me. If I say, that's it. That's it. And I get to that point for a reason. I may make mistakes just like any other human being because you rush into something or something looks awesome or da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, you learn. As you grow, you mature, you learn, and you say, that's it.
No cause.
And you move on from there.
No, being from that era when persons believe that you guys were the Will and Jada of the.
Really?
Really? That's who you got?
It was two superstars
There
there.
were no
It was two
entanglements.
There were no
it was
entanglements.
two superstars there. I think I should not be going into this interview here.
Go ahead. You have a
ahead.
Go ahead.
You
Go ahead. Go
brought
ahead.
me here for this
No, it's
interview.
okay. Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Menace.
You have
That's
a.
fine.
Go ahead.
That's fine.
Ask the
I'm
question.
trying to figure out how not to put myself in it.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Ask the question, Menace.
You said earlier that you wouldn't. What?
Said you wouldn't do it again.
Yes.
Right.
But you think it was something that actually molded you into person that you are right now in some sort of good way?
In a good way, yeah, definitely. You build,
Character.
yeah, you build character when you go through stuff like that. Because you remember, he was much older than me. But for me at that point, age had nothing to do with what it was at that point. You understand? So you're not looking at somebody's age. There are lots of relationships that don't happen based on age. You're seeing the person for what they're worth. Otherwise, then what? Because I would see something that you would not see, the public would not see, because you're not seeing that person on a personal level.
No. The next follow-up question would be, with that halo always seemingly hanging over your head, because you're Samoya Kirby, the queen of carnival in general, and then they have the one that says Samoya Kirby.
That meant they were
Yeah, that means the onion. What is that?
There are people who still hold it against me.
Against?
Yeah, when I say that, like, a lot of people saw the good in it to some point, but a lot of people, up to this day, people are like, oh, me like she tall, me. These
Yeah,
people
we
know
felt-
absolutely nothing.
That's what I was asking
About
because
me.
you pushed it off well. You say you didn't care, but from the general
When I'm
standpoint, the person
saying I
that
didn't, when I'm saying I didn't care, okay, some of the
Petra, stop me, please, Petra, please.
I'm stopping you just.
Some of the comments or some of the, oh, look what she do the man.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You're very much aware. I like that.
Right. I was aware, but
You
let's...
just come in for mash up this, and you just come in
Well,
and
hold
grab.
on.
Yeah, but why
Allegedly.
would... No,
So
but...
let me take back over now.
Yes, Petra.
Men is getting enough nosiness.
And you see,
business. So
no, watch it.
No, but
the views
that's
gone a millions over here because in the newspaper article. Petra, you're gone.
you gone what? You gone really know what
The
business?
views gone. So.
Alright. So, Samoya, come, let us. So I want to focus. Men is focused on that, the relationship side of being with Onion and
The
Vegan Band.
professional
I wanna
side was
focus on the
awesome.
professional
Yeah,
side.
definitely. I
Yes.
met a lot of musicians that I would not have met if it was not for him. I went places because we traveled. Because let's face it, he is one of the best singers, musicians when it comes to soca music, calypso, in the region. So we used to travel a lot. We met people, the respect out there, awesome. So, you start to get experiences that would develop you in that particular realm.
What about
your
in terms
professional
of
realm?
Your voice?
And as I said, he would train you. We would practice, the band practice. He was extra hard on me. I literally would want to just kill this man because to me, you're picked on me now.
But it's to
So
make you
tap,
better.
so done.
But it wasn't to make it better,
Obviously.
right?
But you would feel like, okay, I think you're overdue now. Trouble Althea and a man. But he used to be very hard on us. Me and Althea specifically used to be exceptionally
y'all had
hard.
talent.
Because he knew, yes, he knew.
And you wanted to bring out the
But
best
he
in
was
you.
awesome in that regard.
Okay, good. So it's
And which, for the Queen show, he was like, oh, me tap from outside and me hear them play this song and it sound good. So tell them for do da-da-da-da-da. And then you will see him walking and tell them. Because I'm not going to tell certain bandmen to do anything.
That's for when you went in for the
That's for when I
Queen.
went in for Queen.
Okay.
They're praising her for her frankness.
Okay.
That's one thing they're
So-
praising her for. So kudos to that.
That's
you.
but that's Samoya. I don't think that
No, I never knew
for
that side of
folks
her.
who know
I
her.
Oh, you never knew that
never,
side. A lot of people don't know that
Just
side
know from
of
the
me.
outside. I'm learning here.
Okay, good stuff.
She try to get some stars here. Trust me.
So-
you feel good. You feel hot.
What? Or you're not accustomed to seeing this side of the show, or you're just
No,
because you did it
the
from
side
outside.
of the side of Samoya.
Oh, okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm feeling hot over here.
Okay. So Samoya, so you would have gone now from being in the Vegan Band, and that is where you would have then been moved into singing calypso and singing soca, or you would have done that before.
Basically.
All right. So tell us about your calypso experience.
My calypso experience was horrible.
What happened?
My boss. One competition, my boss. But let me tell you what happened. That year,
Go ahead.
I listen. I do
Oh,
not take nice to those
Are
things.
you competitive?
Hello. Wait.
No,
She is competitive.
Yeah, that's
I'm very competitive.
You're just cool to myself. Like I tried, but I had a
No,
few
I did not
stumbles.
try. That's the thing. I did not try. Let me tell you, it was a year when I was going in for. I was my first year in Soca Mana.
Right.
My manager at the time was Roger Perry, and he was like, "Samoa, you're gonna do 4 competitions this year," and I was still chairperson of the Queen's Committee. So I pushed myself to the raw.
So you were chair of Queens.
And I did
You
groovy.
did groovy.
I
You
did
did
jumpy.
jumpy.
And I had to do Queen of the female calypso
Right,
competition.
the female calypso competition. Right.
And I literally, they sent me to Dr. Ramsey like the week before the competition.
You were stressed. You were.
I was
drained?
stressed. I was stressed. I was drained. And Dr. Ramsey would give you a 6 stanza song. That kind of way there.
I've heard about it. I've never.
No,
never
trust me, he is a boss. I love that man to death because he was a manager for Vegan Band. So I was familiar with him. And when Roger
said,
said we're
"You're
going to go
going
to
in."
Doc, we went to Doc. He said, I had a song for you. Somewhere come. I had a song for you. Look, the black book. That's here.
I know
The
black book.
folder
I know the-
and the
I know
black
I know
book.
the black book.
And yeah, he
Anybody
gave
know the
me...
black book there? I would like to get a hand on the black book.
No, you're not.
It's
getting
not
the
that
black book.
type of
It's not that
black
kind of.
book. No,
music.
it's
It's
lyrics
all
and-
song. Yes.
Lyrics and oh,
a
come
lot
on,
of
people. I'm a
songs, a
musician.
lot of songs. So he gave me the song. Like so, I finished that song in like a week. Went to Jagger, put the music, score the music, boom, boom, boom. So me have to then learn that song, boy.
And in
I'm-
between that, you still have your gigs,
I still have my stuff to
and
do.
you still have your queen.
And me
chair
go
of the
on the
committee.
stage, Petra. And the song was a kind of difficult one in terms of pacing yourself. I'm going to hit the first line and then I'm going to go blank. I'm going to say, shit. You know, in your mind, excuse my language, I'm like, it's like 1,000,000 minutes passed in 1 second. Have you ever experienced that, Menace?
So can we just say, put your hand in the air.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
That's why I stay out of the realm. I am very good.
Menace. So I was like, and then the band was awesome. So they acted like it was an intro. Boom, boom, boom. I catch back myself.
But they catch you. The crowd catch you. Look,
the crowd catch me. No, the crowd catch me.
They catch you.
When me come out and say, me hear somebody say, you know, them veteran in the female calypso field, them they just, cause them in done kind of, oh God, somebody are coming with them. They want in everything. And the first thing me hear one of them say, Shabas, my God. They want in everything. Shabas.
No, when you say they wanted everything, Petra, let me interject here a while. You being on the chair, you figured that they were thinking about a conflict of interest there, like they were pushing you
it did
to
came
win
out.
everything.
It did come out after. I think I ended up in a little altercation a verbal exchange with the then minister. With the then minister, because I said to them unequivocally, I said to Mr. Walter, who was one of my really big supporters that felt I was Superwoman and I could do anything. It's like, Samoya, you can handle this.
That's Vaughn Walter.
That's Vaughn.
Yes. Wow.
And Vaughn was like, Samoya, you know, you have to do everything because, you know, people are going to say, this and all that. So I had to do everything. I had to take all the steps that every other artist would have had to take. So I was literally drilled, and then the minister said, like, oh, that was a conflict of interest, and she should have never something. And he was told from the beginning.
Yes.
That's why I had to fix him.
No. Certain things that she
did. Why you did fix?
Yeah,
I had to
fix him.
That's the way you did not curse the man.
I did not curse it. I did not. I'm not disrespectful, you know.
I didn't say you were disrespectful. But
I had to fix him because I don't like people who try to switch the truth, and they know. I said this to y'all. I'm entering these competitions. So find somebody else to cheer the Queen of Carnival this year. I said, no.
You can do it.
You can do it.
But be outside of that. All I hear, you want to push up this girl. Boy.
Exactly.
She win everything.
Hey, Miguel, what's Menace?
Boy, this thing just continue.
Sorry?
It seems like a continuous cycle.
No, it's
a cycle.
One of the things that I think would be interesting to get from Samoya, because while she's not involved completely now, she still gets to look on, but not you train anybody.
I've stepped out of it.
Completely?
Not completely.
That clearly means I need to get a queen, because, you know, if I have a queen and I call you know how this up goes. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you, Petra, the dynamics of Carnival, I'll be so honest, the dynamics have changed.
Explain. And you're going to explain, because I know Menace is dying to go to soca because he wants to do something.
No, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. No, let's go, you go.
Yes.
Carnival. I love Carnival with all my heart. But I just don't think that the attention to respecting the creative time, energy that is put into it by the artists, whether it be musical, whether it be costume builders, yes. It's not being appreciated by our administrators.
Explain that is a very powerful statement, one, and it's a very
when
broad
I say
statement,
that,
so
I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Let me make an example. There are lots of people who are saying Carnival needs to take a break to gather themselves and pay off all the bills that they would have had to pay.
Yes.
I can talk from experience. My name ended up in a newspaper for fast cash 1 year. You know why? Because I had the money to pay up what I needed to pay up. I'm going to say, yeah, me done play second in this, first in this, me how one change a come in. When you finish extending yourself out to your own, hold on, Petra, out to your own pocket. And then you have to wait months and months and months, and then the next year, and you're getting excuses. They're not taking it seriously. They're not taking the time that we put into our craft seriously. That's the administrators. But then the corporate society as well. Mm-hmm. we have to look beyond the winners. Corporate Antigua, we need to look beyond the winners, because you have to start at the bottom of the ladder to become a winner. When you're at the bottom of the ladder, you need help.
Jesus.
You need help.
Brilliant.
It's not easy, especially if you're one poor smaddy.
I am coming in there now because what I wanted to ask you, there are those who would say that you are going into the art form and it takes resources. So you're taking the risk. So, yes, good afternoon, Lorena. Lorena says, preach, Samoya. So the phone just went crazy.
Yeah, my phone is going off as well.
So, and what I'm saying is because there are many people, and I'm being the devil's advocate here.
Totally
there are people
understood.
who would say that you're going in and it's your risk. And because there's so many people entering, it's not automatic that everybody will get prize monies. So this notion that artists and the creatives want to, quote unquote, depend on government for their livelihood, what would be your response?
You're depending on government after you would have won what you won. You're not depending on government for any handout. Because you've gone into your pocket. You've marked time on the pavement in St. John's and wherever else the businesses are to get a little sponsor here and there. Half the time they're not looking for you. They're not looking at you because who are you? What are you up to? We don't know you. You can't market our brand because you're not known. They're looking for influencers, right?
But then how can you have influencers if you don't have a product? And
you spend your own money to get a product, and you put in the work and you place or win a competition to get your money when?
So then how is it then? I'm going to ask you because I'm sure other artists would be wondering about this or curious about this. How is it then that we've never had a situation where all of the artists collectively, because we've had this segment will put on their tools, this segment will down their tools, that segment will down their tools. How come we've never had a situation where everybody has collectively said, listen?
It's not going to happen.
Why not?
For love of the art form. It's not going to happen.
So for the love of the art form, Samoya name would end back up in fast cash.
No. You don't realize Samoya keep out? You notice? So when everybody would see me on the road, girl, you waste your talent. You know, go back in, you know, this, you know, that. Why do you think?
I don't know. Tell us. Why did you decide that you
Because you're trying to develop yourself on another end.
Professionally and personally.
A professional end and personally. So that maybe you can make the money.
To invest in. Into carnival. Into
in your extra
production.
Right.
So let me see if I get this right. So your contention is that yourself and many artists, Menace Hush, would take their... I'm not going to tell you Hush because he going to say the same thing.
When I hear the context.
Many artists will use the funds that they generate from their other lives
to put into
and
your
invest
production.
in their productions for carnival, for the creative arts and so on, knowing that among the things that they should be looking forward to would be whether it's a stipend, their prize monies or whatever from carnival, festival, whatever it's called, but there is not enough attention paid by those who are responsible to ensure that payments are made timely.
And I know there's an economic situation because let's face it, maybe if the money was there, I don't even want to go into this, boy. But if the money was readily available, I'm sure they would pay it out immediately. But we have to start to get creative, right? So it takes a year. Carnival comes in a year span. What do we do for like 6 months after Carnival? What do?
We do everything else but Carnival.
Okay, so how about we continue the tents? How about we raise funds?
But that's money, you see, and I think there
yeah,
is
but we are to one track, and that's why I said we have to get creative. In Antigua,
who's the we that should be get creative?
Administrators,
the
administrators, and the artists work together, get creative, and get the funds together. Now we take up people every year and we send them to New York to do what again?
Menace goes to New York, ask him.
They send Menace to New York. Where does Menace stay? You have to catch up with somebody that you know.
A few times, but
Okay.
Usually I've started to get
So Menace, that's fine. But in other
upgrading.
words, we're doing it for the love of the art form and for make our country look good. When I won Queen, I went in my pockets and bought tickets to me, Calvin and Bernard, to go to do a charity Queen show in St. Croix.
You had to pay.
Me, Tamika Samoya Kirby, me.
Why?
And I was the reigning queen.
Why?
But because we already committed to the show, and then when the time comes, no
hold on.
money
Who's the
day.
Who's the we that committed?
Antigua
committed to the show and then did not make
The money
provision?
was not there.
Did you get refunded?
No. I use, when you start work for government, you don't get paid for 3 months, and then you
Yes.
get all the money that you use and buy the 3 tickets and spend their money. It's for the love of your country. It's for the love of culture. It's for the love of the art form. But we have to start to get creative. I am one of those persons who honestly believe that we have a lot more tools to our advantage right now. We can get creative.
Like?
See how up on the screen there? How we talk, everybody log in right now.
Yes.
You can't make no money out of that cash app. No work in Antigua, but no need an Antigua cash app. Or what happened?
Sure, in the making.
Yeah, we need an Antigua cash app. And then when Menace does a virtual performance or whatever, cash at me. Boom, boom, boom. So you try to tell me since February, March to now, promoters not making no money, but what happened to the artists that not making no money? There are people who depend on Carnival to go through the final 6 months of every year. And then people complain, they don't focus on the art, but I have to find out a job for do. Because it does not support you in Antigua.
So then listening to you then, Samoya, one of the arguments that people come up with, that the artists come out late and the production is rushed and in a mix properly and it's not mastered and all that. You're saying to me then that and you can attest to this. Menace them don't like to talk, right? You see how Menace talk
But
plenty?
why?
No. You see how Menace talk plenty? Menace doesn't, especially because he's not an active artist.
Whether
He
you're
doesn't like
active,
to rock the
whether
boat.
you're active or not, you should speak for your rights, because at the end of the day, you're being affected.
I love this woman here.
Whether you're active or not.
But
PM Gaston Brown afraid for tell nobody nothing, so nobody's supposed to afraid for tell PM Brown respectively
why not?
respectively where you have a telly. So who else after the PM you're afraid again? Who?
I've noticed what you said earlier in your introductory speech and then discussion. You noticed you're going to a little tussle here and you had to fix a couple of people. And it still goes on into my era.
You have to.
So I think it's a
can't
cultural
back away
it's a cultural thing.
back away from it. Listen, we're not going to ever get away from it. In this life, you have to be firm, stand up for what you believe in, and go after what you want. You're not going to get anywhere. The T.N. Winters and the Ricardo Jews, they started where we started. Right? But you have to break certain barriers to get where you have to. Tian no play. Tian no make joke. Forget your money. What make you have to make joke? Forget for you money.
Has been just come.
But Tian at one point mean just come.
Sure, understand.
And he had to stand up. So you stand up. And you have to put things in place to get your product to where Tian's product is to become. And you're there. You are there. Claudette is there.
Why, this is a lovely one.
You have to do it. You have to stand
You
firm
can see the face picture?
by any means necessary. Get your product to it, because obviously you're not going to get the help from the others. So you have to do what you have to do.
So I want to do one more on this and then we wrap up and we move on to the next subject. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to We're the Ones. It's We're the Ones Wednesday. It's a rainy Wednesday. And my guests are, I have a co-host. I'm sure you all have been, he's been helping to turn the place up, it seems. Menace, you have to come back another Wednesday maybe?
Depends if someone come back.
It's
We had a deal.
You know that we do one-off guests.
This is
here.
a one-off.
No, this was a wonderful exchange.
All right, so we have Dennis the Menace Roberts with us in studio, and our featured guest today is Miss Samoya Kirby. Samoya.
No, she get her first name. Tamika.
Tamika. A lot of only my family members and the people who knew me in primary school would have known that.
Menace
They know today.
Menace not a one today.
Okay.
Menace not a one today. That pass me.
Yes. So Samoya.
First name basis.
I'm still saving the actual performances that we're going to talk about in a bit. But I want to look at, because today we're looking at Ode to the Festival.
Yeah.
Festivals, and there is so many things about Antigua's that in terms of our festival season. I'm going to take you outside of Carnival for a bit.
Okay.
Because you do have done training for various other events, and it speaks to your competence as as a production event producer. It speaks to your competence as an event manager, and I don't think many people are familiar with that side of Samoya, right? I mean, I personally will tell you, Menace doesn't know this yet, I didn't drag you to Country Fest with me because he has a very good team, but and most things that I'm doing, anything that I do, show-wise, event-wise, package-wise, she normally begins as soon as I call Samoya. Her first word is normally no, and then she says, "So what I want?" Because she know that I don't hear. I don't know if it's me one nowadays, right? But Samoya, tell us about
My time
that
is dedicated
side.
to my two
And
handsome
yes,
boys.
we know that, and yes, she has two awesome sons.
Yeah.
Which we will mention in a bit as well. But Samoya, tell us about that. Because I think in Antigua, we take it for granted that we have persons who are very competent at doing these things. You would have developed your competence with a lot of the work that you did through Carnival and the support that you would have gotten. And you are really now ready and competent to be a very good events manager, production manager. Give us a little bit about that side of you.
So you say as a result of Carnival. So yes, you know that opening parade and the children's carnival execution, events management and execution comes in cheering these committees,
Keeping it together.
Your
Budget.
budgeting, the vendors, all of that. I have people who would say to me, Samoya, me love when you in charge of children's carnival, when you in charge of children's carnival, I get our money. It's not that. It's just the placement of the event, you know? So in charge of opening, you definitely could get your money so that you can play for children's carnival. You know,
I can attest to
There's
that. Having an open carnival
exactly.
and then groups, I can attest to that.
There is a trick to it. But yes, so Carnival definitely has taught me a lot in terms of project management, events management, as well as my job at the Ministry of Tourism, because we handle, as I said, we do trade shows, you know, all of that. And I've been very active, very forefront in those type of activities. So just last year, Petra, and do not pull out yourself. I got a gig to do, when I say gig, it was a job to do the events management for what's the name of the
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do know what I'm talking about because it came through you. What's the Caribbean Biodiversity Project? They brought in 20-something persons from different parts of the world as the admins, and then you had another 20-something again from different parts, Brazil, all over the world. And I had to plan everything. Every single thing. Flights, hotel rooms, dinners at different restaurants across the island. And they wanted high-end dining experiences. They wanted different functions. It was a huge, when I say a huge thing, it was huge, but it was more, I kept it very discreet for obvious reasons. So yes, Carnival definitely has taught me a lot, and it has put me into a lot of different really good experiences. Spread my wings and fly.
Since she's pulled me into this, because yes, I called her and told her I knew she could do it, and got her the job to do this event. And there's a reason I did that, because, and I'm going to tell her now on air since she's pulled me out. I believe in empowering our people. We always must empower ourselves, and when opportunities arise and they are present and available, those of us who are in position to support others, it should be our natural duty. So the reason why I raised it is that I want the people of Antigua and Barbuda to know that Samoya is a first-class, first-rate, internationally prepped and prepared project manager and events coordinator and logistics supplier. So I give her 3 different things. Right? I am telling you, because I threw her in at the deep end.
Yes.
And she swam. But listen, they needed somebody to do the work.
There's more to that story.
And
she not only threw
believe-
me in at the deep end. She threw me in naked.
With that black style there, foot.
With a black stage.
You had a block size tomorrow, didn't you? Didn't you swim well?
Eventually, I cut that blocks off.
Exactly.
But you threw me in with the blocks.
And you know, and the reason why she said that, because you see, sometimes there's a funny thing. I'm fighting, and sometimes we have to fight for our people, and there are people on the other end who are trying to become stumbling blocks. So all of us have to work together to make sure that things happen, and that's all we did. We worked together. I worked behind the scenes, made sure things happen, and she earned. The most important thing is that we need to also make sure that we empower our people to earn. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am taking this opportunity to let you know that Samoya, what your first name be again?
Tamika.
Tamika.
I know that.
Okay,
I know
Venice
that.
got me.
Okay.
Tamika.
So that Tamika Samoya Kirby, student from Otters Comprehensive.
No, Grace Crescent
Sorry,
Primary.
from Grace Crescent Primary, Otters Comprehensive, the Antigua State College, the University of Leicester. She didn't say where she got her master's from. I know. Yes. I pushed. I pushed. She was going to kill me a couple of times.
Yep.
Has a lot of competences to do a lot of things. So whenever she's ready to take that, I don't know, she's not gonna leave government. She said she's not gonna 3 years of service.
Me not sure about that, cause.
But I think there's a time now.
Menace?
I think time is at hand
Menace.
that she can level up. I am telling you, she can
Can't
level up.
bother. Me can't get a raise since 2017. Me and degree. Me can't get a raise. I can people
Good
get
afternoon,
hired.
Tamisha. Jesus Christ.
I can't get a raise.
Dive
So
right here.
at this point, it's do or die. I may have to leave the government service and all my years of service. But you have to do what you have to do. Let's go again.
All right, so Samoya now. So
Yes,
we have looked at the many of the facets of her, and also, you know, for those people who are doing pageants and so on, I know we have Shane out there, we have Victor and so on, but a lot of people also don't know that Samoya is actually also very good at organizing those kinds of events, and does it on budget, and
I have to stick with him budget.
and she gets downright cultural and local.
I try my best.
The last event that you did.
I
with
did
me,
state college pageant.
right?
The
and-
Kiwanis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see who put you up to that. Jamie dancer, and I pull up on stage too.
Oh, yeah.
Me
I
not
saw
free.
that.
Me
I
not
saw
free.
that.
The actual
Yes,
event.
I
On the
saw
spot
that.
or put you up on the spot?
I saw that.
I put you on the spot.
Yes, I put me on the spot.
Jeez, so Samoya, we come back to carnival, and
Oh, and I do forex trading too. So if you want to do forex trading, link with me. I trade. I'm an investor. Yeah.
yes, she's looking after. And the reason why she does all of this, you know, she has her two princes. You want to mention your princes at this time?
Oh yeah.
Now is
OJ,
a good time.
Omawali Samuel Jr. and Maliko Samuel. They take my life and my money, but I love them dearly.
Oh, boy.
Love them bad.
I was trying to
That's
tell her
what my
mine.
life is all about right now. So when people say, "What making a guy for kind of the money me get taken for do that?" Shh, my two boys. But I think I'm a come back in the ring next year. God's be alive. After 2020, anything possible.
I was, yeah. Once
After
you make it
this
true.
year,
Once
yeah.
you make it true.
Yeah, anything possible.
So speaking of anything being possible, Samoya,
Yes, baby.
we're gonna go now to.
Rain.
No, we're not gonna.
You're gonna close with that, 'cause I see it's already queued up.
You did groovy. You did.
5:30. Really, they praise the Lord. Woo!
did-
Hot seat.
No, they have a time limit here.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
You
okay.
did groovy, and you did the up tempo. Tell us what went through your mind with those performances. Well, actually, before you got to the finals, did you think you were gonna get to the finals?
No, because it's a whole craft. You have to really practice it. You can't just jump into it and figure you get. Because me being stush gal, you know, like you're a backup singer. You're not expected to.
be.
I'm still stush and
Oh, I was
yeah,
wondering.
but I have my
Explain to the
times.
masses what stush means.
Stush means you're not really into the go in front of crowd and wink up. You know that kind of something there, Brockway.
Too loud, you know.
And too
Yeah,
right.
all I
So
understand, you know?
I was more of a background singer. So I had to learn to take charge in front of the stage, and that was very hard. And the other thing is performing, you have to be so fit. I literally almost died one time. the I think it was quarterfinal. So, me not vibe, but boy, from belly a bunny, me taking. I can't even get out the word right. I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
It sounds familiar, Menace.
No, people think this something easy enough. I do not know. Literally, Petra, you have to be fit. Your heart will feel like a trifle bust way out your ribcage. Menace. No, but seriously, so that in itself was a whole thing. I didn't think I would reach that far, but I'm just a very stubborn. I'm a Taurus and I'm true.
Wow.
I'm
Petra, today is
stubborn.
my day. Today is my April 27th. Let's mark the date.
I'm the 17th of May, so I'm right indie.
Taurus, my dear.
Taurus.
Hey, touch your fist, man. Touch your fist. Yes, man. Yes, man. Petra.
Trust me.
It's all right. She's being interviewed in my month, so it's okay. Go ahead.
So it was. I didn't think I would reach that far. I had a lot going on. I wasn't prepared. But by God's grace, listen.
You weren't prepared with those productions?
I was not prepared. Burger assisted me a lot. Tino Mark, I went to Virgin Gorda to do We Ain't Leaving. If I was to do a Calypso song next year, Tino half a write my song. Tino and, oh gosh, Macaulay Teddy. He's so Teddy, chunky. And, in Virgin Gorda, I would definitely, those guys would have to write my damn bad lucky yards.
So that We Ain't Leaving, was it your idea or his idea?
He already had it, and he's like, yeah, girl, you perfect for this song.
Because
now.
it was so you.
I felt it to my core.
You would have swear carnival
I felt
man. I mean, that's so Samoya.
Yeah, and the range was just right. I didn't have to adjust myself and train my voice to sing the song. It was just, if I could get another We Ain't Leaving, I would automatic. You can write another We Ain't Leaving for me.
I stay more in the dramatic area. So once you have other entanglement, just call me.
No, me not do entanglements, Menace.
I'm very strong at the entanglement area.
Well,
okay.
me not sign on to the Kipman Association entanglement.
You need Kipman.
Yeah.
Well, I
talking about entanglements.
It's straight up entanglements.
Yeah, but Tino did We Ain't Leaving.
And then Rain.
And Burger did Let It Rain.
Burger did Let It Rain?
Yes, Burger did Let It Rain. Burger did Let It Rain in like just a few days.
No, I've sat down with Burger in a couple studio sessions.
Burger bad lucky yards. Burger was sitting and make up one song like this. Okay. She good on the road, dun she find the water, dun she something's on and then when you're done, Burger don't write off the song.
Big up yourself, Burger.
He bad
You have some talented persons here.
Unsung hero, Burger.
You know you come from?
Pine.
Just saying. Anyway, moving right along.
See what I'm talking about? That.
Yeah, we have to big up our people.
Remember big up peoples.
Well, over the villa now, no.
You no matter where you do.
Over the villa, me think.
Pine and Villa, same thing.
People, what you try?
Let's just try say let's take about the pint.
Sorry for you.
Anyway, back to the show.
So Samoya, so now.
And I was the first local artist to sing a song with Ricardo Drew too, when he came to start his quest in the local arena.
It's so long we got her around.
Yes. A lot of people did not know.
Okay. So, I want to know now. This is my last question before we play. What is her name? Let It Rain, right?
Let It Rain.
For some reason,
I hate that song with a passion.
You hate Let It Rain?
Oh,
Do you watch my performances?
I hate.
Peter put you on the spot the last
I know.
time.
I hate looking at my past performances.
Why?
People don't understand.
Why?
You're shame
You could
of what?
have done something better.
You could have done something better. Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, half key.
Okay,
boy.
so if you hate it, why would you want to go back?
I would go back more mature. And
then you go see the performance
I would
and then you
never
would do
do
that
jumpy soca ever again. Never. It's not me.
Okay.
I would never ever do jumpy soca again.
But
I would do groovy and I would do calypso.
funny though. This is the one that everybody seems to remember.
And everybody,
I will tell you why. Hold on. I got this. Samaya.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no.
You may have a woman with you for the show.
I wish I did because I
Sonia,
would have
you
won.
had a obby woman. Listen, you had a obby woman because
listen, my
Samoya
obby
is
woman,
singing.
man, everything I mean God, because he know me need him.
Hey.
Everything went wrong.
No.
He was there.
Tell
with
us, give me
Yes.
a little into that. What if you
What went
remember?
wrong? Yes, what went wrong?
Everything. So that night we got the fire truck. We got the permission. The fire trucks were there, waiting. I had a few
Bottles.
co-artists. No, I had water,
Right.
bottled water, put aside for that as well. But we wanted the ultimate.
Right.
Because nobody would have done it as yet.
Right.
Berger is a mastermind when it comes to performance production.
The wow factor.
The wow,
Yes,
yes.
very important. The wow factor.
So, fire truck done day, bam, bam, bam. Then we just waiting. All of a sudden, somebody call in one fire. Fire truck go away the same time they look for.
That was a wonderful fire.
You didn't fire truck go away?
But that's a wonderful fire to call.
And something else had happened. I can't remember exactly what, and I was already down in the dumps. I was like, listen, just my car, just go up on the stage and get this over with and done. From the time you step on the stage, you get the $5,000. All right, cool, me good, me pay the people and them and me good. Me done with this.
Did you find out if there was an actual fire?
There was no fire.
Okay, that's what telling you, a wonderful fire.
There was no
There was
fire?
no
I would
fire.
have called fire truck too. You know?
Yes, that I was about to say. That is exactly what happened.
Talk about this.
Somebody and
I still carry on.
One
now.
of the artists.
Call
Because
Fire?
she feels she in here tonight. What she thinks she be her government fire truck in a vacation going to wait for do performance. You think that play? That easy now?
All this fail love and war. All this fail love and war.
So
Not
you
like that.
started.
All this fail love and
You
war.
did do that, Menace?
Not really, but
Okay. A different breed of people
but
already.
I understand it.
I understand
I
it.
understand it.
So you
Me,
went
I
on
got
stage.
by my side, so them they could do it
I
and they
must
want.
say-
Or Peter say, Obio.
I am repeating myself
No.
because no, the reason why I said it's up your one, right? Because when I played it, remember when I did it the other day? It was for your birthday.
It was my birthday.
No, it was.
I didn't even
It was my song of the day.
Song of the day,
Yes,
song of the
because
day.
I do a song of the day ever so often.
You know, we ain't leaving anything.
It was we ain't leaving.
She did we ain't
And the conversation came up about
Let it rain.
Let It Rain, and somebody said that she had a magician, the Americanized terms. And
Oh.
someone me know you. Oh, now do the Americanized terms. And me tell about
Obi Wan. That was God.
So,
Jehovah.
ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know what happened, and I'm gonna post the video at the end. Actually, I have the footage. I can actually put it up on my page because Cliff, thank you, Cliff. Cliff was a darling, and Cliff actually
Who's
sent
Cliff?
me Cliff Williams.
Cliff Williams.
Why did Cliff do it? I thought me and Cliff
It's
were
also,
friends.
it's also on YouTube.
It's on
so
YouTube, but
so
Cliff
go look it up.
actually
Samoya
sent
let
me.
it
Okay.
play.
No, what I'm
okay,
saying,
okay.
Cliff actually sent me the clip that we can pull up when the rain fell.
Fell. Okay. Yes.
So, Samoya, when the rain fell, how did you feel?
Girl, I was like,
Because it's like you got new energy.
yeah, girl. If you were in my shoe and you done dung in the dumps and the fire truck gone,
Why?
and you know,
Wait,
had a
hold on,
wow
hold on.
factor, and your the fireworks. I was supposed to have fireworks, and somebody called at the last minute and said something went some stupidness. So you basically were depending on crowd performance, crowd response, and you're just not a veteran.
Right.
You know when
so
you
had the
start
water
out,
splash, and some people were splashing, and some people weren't splashing.
Exactly.
And then the rain came. You said, "I wish it would rain," and the place rained.
and the rest is history.
And Samoya just kick up. Samoya turn it all the way up. Samoya.
But you know what I had in my corner. You see Bike, you see Gavin, Craig Christopher.
Wow, your car's on style. What's the
you
good?
pull out.
That was my team.
Pull out a team.
Good,
So you had
good,
Burger, Bike,
That was
Craig,
my
Christopher.
team.
And the
And
guy
you
still
see-
come and mentor me,
And let me tell
So
you,
imagine that.
when you in that camp, every single one of those guys look after you. They don't leave you up to yourself. And then they give you real raw advice. You understand? So you see at the front of that stage, Bike is in front of that. Bike performed. But Bike is in front of that stage. And
Down
Bike-
on the- down
down
in the ground
in the crowd.
and
in
moving you.
front.
Let me see if I can see what.
You're not gonna see him.
And Bike is move- and Bike is
could
hyping
tell
you.
yo, someone,
Moves.
and he tell you, this is the plan. You see the last 2 minutes. I'm gonna show you when it's time.
To really
You
hype.
see the last 2 minutes, but it just so happened the rain come down in
The last 2 minutes, because that's when you turn it up.
And then he said, Samoya, let loose, and Bike stand, jump up and that was it. And that's when the rain come down. So imagine for you feeling, Menace.
We tell you.
When you're done now, you jump along behind the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to leave you with the height of the Samoya's excitement, because like I said at the start, Samoya represents all
We
things
didn't even talk
carnival.
about the costume production, but You never
Wait,
know.
no,
They had the umbrellas.
We have a minute. Tell us about the costume. Yes, you have to tell us quickly about your costume production. Because you actually produced costume for Junior Carnival, didn't you?
Yeah, I build costumes.
You actually build. You
I
didn't
do
you
it
didn't
myself.
hire anyone. You actually
do it.
engaged.
I actually showed some of my CV Farm school from last year. I posted it yesterday because the memory came up, so I just
Right.
reposted it. They had on the hibiscus, I think.
I remember the hype. The hibiscus was you.
It was me
You made them.
with my hands.
Okay, we're gonna have to put.
I
Some of
bend
that
the
on
wires.
stuff.
Wanga. I
Of
work
course,
with Wanga.
Wanga.
Wanga show me the craft. He does, Wanga and Barry. Yeah.
And so
work-
you did Junior
worked
Carnival.
with I do Junior Carnival. I've done it for three years now.
You still do well up until last year. You did it in addition to
I
your
did it
t-shirt.
last year. This is the only year I haven't done anything. And the T-shirt mask, the children's T-shirt.
How do
mask.
children respond to that?
Oh, they love it.
Sold out.
Hell yeah! Last year I had to scramble up and see if I could find shirts from the year before that were left back
To add more children.
to add more children. Awesome.
Samoya, what do you? I know you said you're going to enter Carnival.
I
You're going to enter the company. Okay, rephrase.
Maybe.
Rephrase.
At
You are
administration
considering as
Maybe.
a participant. She's considering coming back as
Maybe.
an artist.
Maybe
Right.
groovy or calypso. Maybe.
If you had two things before we play Rain to go out, if you had two things that you wanted to do to make a difference for our carnival, just 2, what are the two things you think you would want to implement to make a difference for our carnival?
Okay, two things that I would love to implement that we really work year round. So Carnival is finished 3rd or 4th of August, whatever it is. So we give our administrators a 2 weeks rest, or let's say a month, because you want to do the New York thing and come back if it's necessary. But I seriously think we need to start to build mass from as soon as Carnival done. Set things in gear so the production is par excellence.
Not rushed.
Not rush. We cannot have Carnival and plan it in 3 months. It can't happen. Barbados
But it
to pass
shouldn't
out.
happen.
Trinidad to pass out. We
No, you say it
pass
can't
out.
happen.
Grenada pass out. People are flocking to these festivals. What's lacking on our end? And we need to market. We need to be creative with our marketing. So we offer 2 tickets to Real Housewives of Atlanta cast. Bring them to Antigua for Carnival. If they can go Trinidad and then can go Canada Carnival and then can go. Yeah,
Petra coming right now.
even if they get
to
was hell. The Blacking Cruise and so. Bring them. Because we spend money elsewhere that's not turning over into our ROIs. It's not happening.
So you use influencers to
Use it. And I tell people, up to yesterday I had this conversation. Do not ever underestimate the worth of an influencer in any sphere of our life. When you see somebody that people follow, don't underestimate them. No matter how raw, no matter how simple they look. Once you're an influencer, you have tremendous potential in this technology age. Okay?
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Samoya for joining me today.
You're most welcome, and trust me, you have powers. You're the magician, because nobody could have gotten me out of my house today. My hair needs to be done. My children at home and outsider weather for leather. What am I doing here?
Hey, she perfect.
We're going to start. We are leaving now so you can get started. Me get
I
some
cook
kind of
me
strange
go cook
matchup.
now. Time don't pass.
Me don't cook. What I mean, time don't pass. You have the rest of the night?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
you
hold
have
on,
been
Petra.
listening. Yes, man.
you can find the video on YouTube. I'm actually playing the live version right now, but you have a headphone, so you don't know.
No,
Yes.
I don't.
She won, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So go out of the picture.
All right, yes, I'm going to go to that. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to We're the Ones Wednesdays. My guest today has been, or is still, wrapping up, Samoya Kirby, Woman for All of Carnival, and my co-host today, it was quite an interesting delight. He taught me a thing or two that I can add, is Menace, my buddy. And if you write anything for me, I'm going to kill you, Menace, just for the record. I do the writing and everybody here. Ladies and gentlemen, as we leave this afternoon, continue to stay dry. And for those of you across the world who joined us. Thank you very much. We leave you with Samoya's Let It Rain.